Back in 2022, I had a look on YouTube to see if I could find a video that told me how long a set of bass strings should last, but I couldn't find any, so I had to produce my own. So this is the Bass String Experiment series, a series of videos that followed me performing across the UK, from the first show when the strings went on, to the final show when the strings gave up. So armed with this trusty Status Graphite Empathy bass, and a set of Rotosound steel round wound strings, this is the entire journey, from show 1 to the final show. I hope you enjoy the video.
Boys and girls, Friday night, Porterhouse in Covent Garden in London town. Let me Status Empathy, strung, cleaned up, sorted out the other day. So this is the first gig, first show on the Rotosound Experiment. I'm trying to see how long this set of swing bass strings are going to last. So this is gig number 1. Just to prove it is this bass. There's the headstock with the ribbon ends, silk ends with the black marks on. So it should be a good one. Have a good weekend. Rock on. Here we go, gig number 2, Status Empathy, restring. It's got black markings on the strings, same ones. This will be gig number 2. We are at the Wells Carnival in Norfolk. So it should be a good gig. Here we go, gig number 2. Gig number 3, there's the Status Empathy, same old strings, black ends. We're at Strode Park Outdoor Theatre, Uncle Funk, Disco Inferno. Gonna blow their minds. See you on the other side. Rock on. So here we are, gig number 4, wedding gig, all done and dusted. Didn't get a chance to do this before, it was too busy. But anyway, gig number 4 done with the Empathy, the new strings, all done. So you'll get to hear these in a moment later on the video. Anyway, gig number 4, done, dusted, home time. This is gig number 5, Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. We're all set up, pretty much. Some of the band's still arriving. So last night was gig number 4 with the Nashville Heat in Bromsgrove, southwest Birmingham, here in the UK. Didn't really get a chance to do a decent introduction video for you. It was a bit rushed and a bit stressed, but we had to be quiet while we were setting up. We had to get set up very quickly, then we had to get changed, then we had to eat, then we played, short break, and then we did another set. So it was all very busy and very hectic. But anyway, strings are doing fine. I would say they've now kind of rounded off, very much smoother, rounder sounding. I can get the punch is still there. Still reasonable amounts of twang, mid-range, but they're just a bit more controlled now, not so in your face. So anyway, this is gig number 5, Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, doing a wedding. It's all very nice, very large marquee. Allow me to show you. So it's all very plush, very nice. And it should be a great show. So we're just waiting for the rest of the band to turn up and we're going to sound check. I was going to do a sound check video for you today, but the problem when I'm doing Uncle Funk shows is for a lot of the time I don't have amplification, and in fact we don't generally have any amplification on stage, so all you would hear if I did a recording of sound check is drums, some vocals, and ear-blisteringly loud horns, so sax and trumpet. So I don't normally have amplification with me, but because I'm on a run of 3 gigs, I've got the amplifiers and speakers with me. I was going to bring them in today and do a little sound check video for you, but I can't do it. The stage is too small and there wasn't any room for amplification, so it's all on pedal board tonight, in-ears, travel light, and once I'm finished here then it's over to Hunstanton for a gig with Platinum ABBA at the Princess Theatre in Hunstanton tomorrow. So busy. Anyway, I'll catch up with you later. Take it easy. So I didn't get time to do a video during sound check or do anything during the gig. It's just been a crazy day. So just finished the show with Platinum ABBA at Hunstanton Theatre in North Norfolk in the UK. It's absolutely roasting in it. It's like a furnace. And we're all out of breath. it's just it's been hot all day, but anyway, sweat's dripping off me everywhere. So anyway, here's the Empathy, gig number 6. What can I tell you after gig number 5? So that was last night, and so during the gig the strings got to a point where they're what I consider perfect for a set of Rotosounds. It's a lot of the spikiness and the liveliness kind of settled down. Strings felt really smooth, got loads of got like a really hi-fi clean snap when I'm doing slapping stuff. Fingerstyle sounds great, really tight, kind of slightly middly tone, but obviously I can EQ that on the status because there's so much room to do it. So the strings have got to how I like them, so after 5 gigs it sounded great. On this ABBA gig, this is loads of fingerstyle, and if you're familiar with ABBA songs you'll know exactly how it goes. There's a couple of sections where there's some slapping stuff in this version, in this ABBA, and so you need a bit more bite, a bit more sizzle, and this bass has got it. So for a lot of the videos, when I've been doing the sound check videos, you haven't had any signal, you haven't been able to hear anything. A lot of the gigs I do at the moment are on a pedal board, so there's no amplification, so there's no point in me filming a sound check video because you wouldn't hear any of it. But anyway, I've got my amplifier here, so you can see I've got an Aguilar AG700, Aguilar SL212 cabinet, pedal boards there as well, Aguilar tone hammer, DI pedal, Aguilar filter twin, EBS octave pedal and drop pedal, and a Boss TU2 tuner. The EQ's flat. I'll take the deep and the bright off. EQ on the bass is flat, there's nothing there. Pickups are in the middle, so there's plenty of life in these. They're just how I like them now, so all the aggressive, spiky, rough feel of the strings and the tone that you get off a new set of Rotosounds, that's all just kind of calmed down a bit, so they've kind of smoothed off. Got some really nice smooth low end, still got plenty of hi-fi top end and sizzle if I want it. Most of the time I'm dialing that off. And the mid-ranges, they feel and sound exactly how I like my strings. So here we are, 6 gigs in, and they're all sounding sounding good. So we will see you on gig number 7. Here we are, Uncle Funk, gig number 7, Camper Calling in Warwickshire, Worcestershire way, and it's baking hot. Bank holiday weekend, August, busy traffic, busy roads, busy festival. So this is gig number 7, got the empathy here as you can see, black silk windings, it's hot. So we're going to do an hour of disco funk shenanigans, greatest hits and all of that, and then I'm getting back in the car and I'm going to do a wedding down in Bristol, and I'm going to be up against the traffic, but hopefully everything should go fine and dandy. But so this is the preamble. I'll do a video later looking at how the strings are going. Rock on, see you later.
Okay, so that was sound check. Here's some of the show. Okay, so here's some footage of the show. Unfortunately, I can't use the audio from the show in case I get hit with a copyright strike. Gig number 8, Miracle Cure down near Bristol. I apologise for that dirge. Doing a wedding near Bristol, so this is gig number 8 with the empathy. Same strings, nothing has changed. Got the black marks and the silk windings. So I've already done one gig at Camp Calling Festival. Here we are, we're going to do my second gig of the day. So it should be a blinder, a lot of playing, 5-piece band, going to have a lot of fun. So I will catch you on the other side. The Aguilar is here.
so I can let you hear the strings. So G string, D string, A string, E string. Plenty of life in these babies yet. Alright, catch you after the gig. Take it easy.
And here we are with some gig footage. I hope you're enjoying the video footage. Unfortunately, I can't use the gig audio because it could lead to copyright strikes. Here we are, so this is gig number 10 with the Empathy, LEDs on of course, Rotosound Swing Bass strings with the black marks on the silk windings. So this is gig number 10, and this will be just a test of the strings after gig 9, which was last week. So gig was great, strings are just fab at the moment, so loads of top, loads of middle, loads of bottom, smooth, not in your face, doing everything they need to do. At the moment, strings are feeling all good. That's flat with no EQ. So tonight is Uncle Funk at the New Royal Theatre in Portsmouth. And we're going on stage in about an hour and 10 minutes, and we're expecting a fairly busy night. It's Saturday after all, and it's going to be great. We're in Portsmouth. I've got family coming to the gig. Should be an absolute blast. So I'll catch you later. Have a good evening. Take it easy. Here's this bass in action during gig number 10. I hope you're enjoying the gig footage. Unfortunately, I can't use the gig audio because it could lead to copyright strikes. So this is gig number 10. If you're enjoying the videos, thank you very much. Please give them a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post up new videos in this series and other videos on the channel. If you're getting a little lost, because we are up to gig number 10 here, if you're getting a little lost, in the description box below this video you'll find links to all the other videos in this series. Okay, here we are, Bunkfest, 21st Century ABBA, last festival of the season, last festival of the summer 2022. So here we are, gig number 11 with the Empathy, with the strings, with the black windings. And so last night was Uncle Funk in Portsmouth. Today, 21st Century ABBA, Bunkfest in Oxfordshire. So strings are all good, nice and rounded. Treble's still there, although I did notice a bit of a drop off last night on gig 10. Feel is changing as well. So we've done 10 gigs, this is number 11, Sunday afternoon in Oxfordshire. So here we are. Got to talk quietly because we're about to go on stage in about 20 minutes. So this is Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at South Mill Arts Centre in
in Bishop Stortford. This is gig number 12. Here's the Empathy. Turn the lights on, it's pretty dark here. Got the black marks on the silk windings, it's the same bass. This is gig number 12. Strings are all good. I said on the last video, I'm starting to feel the strings, the bottom strings, getting less supple, a bit stiffer. But tonally they're all fine, so we'll see where we are after tonight's gig. And hopefully I'll be able to do a catch up with you once we've finished, because it's going to be time to break down. So here we go, gig number 12, Uncle Funk, Bishop Stortford. See you on the other side. Take it easy.
And here we are on the gig. I hope you're enjoying the video footage. Unfortunately, I can't use the gig audio because it could lead to copyright strikes. And here we are after the gig.
So here we are after gig number 12, Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at South Mill Arts Centre in Bishop Stortford. So the Empathy's just done gig number 12 with these strings on. They're definitely feeling different now, so they're kind of heading towards that. Certainly well played in, heading towards being slightly dead in places. Tone's still pretty good. Brightness is dropping off. I can hear it dropping off now. There's less of the clang against the frets. The slapping stuff is sounding a little less, what's the word? Brilliant. I forgot. So things are definitely changing. After tomorrow we'll see where we are. But there's still life in them, still playable. They haven't gone dead. None of them gone dead yet. But you can definitely feel in the lower strings there's less suppleness. So there we go, gig number 12, done and dusted. Hopefully you'll have seen some of the footage earlier in this video. And so we go to gig number 13, which is a charity do in Peterborough at the Holiday Inn. This is a charity bash that the band plays every year. We did it last year and they've asked us back again this year. So we're going to do gig number 13 tomorrow. This will be with me. See you there. Have a good day. Take it easy.
So here we are, gig number 13 in the Bass String Experiment series. This gig was with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at the Holiday Inn Hotel in Peterborough, which was a private charity event which the band had played at previously. We played it last year as well. We were asked to play again. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage, video, photographic or otherwise, from before the gig, during the gig or after the gig. The reason being, when we turned up we had to set up really quickly. There was very little space on the stage to set any cameras up, and then straight after the gig we had to break down really quick and leave. The event had overrun, so we had to leave that room really quickly. So unfortunately I have no video footage for you whatsoever, but I can assure you the gig did actually go ahead. So here we are the day after the gig. Here's the bass, the Status Empathy, Status Graphite Empathy, wooden body, graphite neck, with the Rotosound Swing Bass 66 strings on, with the black marks on the silk windings to prove it's the same set of strings that we've been using the whole way through this video series. So here's the bass after gig number 13. So, what state are the strings in? Well, as I've remarked upon in the last couple of videos, the bottom end is changing. The bottom strings, the E and the A string, feel very different. They're certainly not supple anymore. They're feeling quite stiff. They haven't died off totally, but they're definitely getting there. The D and G strings still have some brightness, generally because we don't play, as bass players, we don't play those two strings as much as we play the E and the A string. They're kind of in their groove, these strings now, so we don't have loads of top end. That has come away. The bottom end isn't quite as solid as it was, but there's still plenty of gigs in these strings. Thankfully, this 3-band EQ on this bass is pretty extensive, so I can add any top, middle or bottom that I want to compensate for how the strings are doing. So in a performance sense, you wouldn't know any different, really. Basically, I'm the one, being the bass player that's playing the strings, that's noticing the difference. So as of gig number 13, here is how these strings sound. So I'll give you a quick demonstration. So as you can hear, they haven't died off. They're not at the end of the road. They've got plenty of gigs left in them. They're just changing. But we are kind of in that mid-section now. Here we go, this is gig number 15. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno corporate event down in Docklands. Got the Status Empathy, LEDs of course, black marks on the silk winding so you know it's the same strings. So we know the bottom end is changing, top end's sort of smoothing out, less bite, less treble. See how we go. So big corporate event tonight. Catch up with you afterwards. See you later. Hi gang, welcome back to Brooks's Bass Corner. Here we are, episode 16, or rather gig 16 of the Bass String Experiment series. I'm in the car, so this is the day after gig 16, which was yesterday. So it's Saturday the 15th of October 2022. The gig was yesterday, so it was a gig with the Bears, friends of mine who I've played with for many years, and it was a wake in Crawley. Just south of the M25, kind of Sussex way, Surrey, Sussex kind of borders here in the UK. So it was a wake, someone's funeral, but they wanted party music, sing-along songs for the guests to send the departed off in grand style. So the reason I'm doing the video now rather than last night, either on the gig or after the gig, is because we arrived, all the band, we literally loaded in, set up, did the gig and left. We were done quite early last night, so in the sort of pandemonium of getting everything set up and start playing for the guests, and it was in, do the job and go. It was as quick as that, so I'll give you the update now. So the strings on the Status Empathy, in terms of brightness, we're around 50%. In terms of feel, we're around 50%. In terms of bottom end, we're around the 75% mark still. And in terms of overall tone, still around 75%. So nothing's really changed from gig 15 to now being past gig 16 and heading towards gig 17. So there's now a couple of weeks until I use that bass and those strings again. Most of the gigs I've got coming up require different basses from the collection. So it'll be a few weeks until gig 17, and at the moment that's due to be Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at Whittam Public Hall over in Essex, Hertfordshire, Cambridgeshire borders. So at the moment, yeah, strings still getting a big thumbs up, and we head on over to gig 17, so I will see you there. Take it easy. See you soon.
Yeah, I am. Just I was going to do like acoustic sort of solo. Yeah, it's great. It's really good. Yeah, all your favourite slap hits. So here we go. It's gig number 17. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at the Public Hall in Whittam in Essex. So we've just finished. We've just done a 2-hour show, and this is the governor, the boss. Would you hire a band from that man? But anyway, here we are. So the gig's finished. Had an absolute blast. I think we had about 200 plus people in, and we had a good night. So the empathy's done great. Strings is fine. Dying off a bit now. Bottom 2 strings definitely lost their luster a bit, but it's fine. That's what this 3-band EQ is all about. So at the moment, brightness is okay. They're going, but it's all right. I can deal with it. There's plenty of treble and mid on here. Brightness is good. Bottom end is great, solid. It hasn't died off. It's not sort of, there's no lack of sustain. It's all good. Overall feel, yep, all good. And generally the tone is fine. It's kind of going along nicely. So we're kind of in that mid phase at the moment on gig 17. Clearly, we're at that point where we've had all the brightness and the clarity and the tight feel and the grindiness of the Rotosound strings. We're now just in that mid-range of the brightness is dimming, but there's still punch there. So it's all good. There's no major issues. So my next couple of gigs are Oasis gigs, so I have to use precisions and jazzes for that. And I've got a Queen gig coming up next week as well, so that's precision. So this will get another outing, unless another gig comes in before it. It will be at the theatre in Eastbourne in 2 weeks' time. So when we do all this again, all the disco hits. So all good. So no amplification tonight. It's straight off a pedal board, IEMs, bass, pedals. That's about it. So here's the pedal board. So looking a little ragtag. It needs tidying up and putting back together. I've had a few gigs going on and had to take pedals off and do stuff, but it's all good. It's all good. All working fine. So bass into tuner, into drop pedal, into octave pedal, into the filter twin, into the Aguilar tone hammer. Feed from that out the XLR socket goes straight to the house system and the sound man, and then I get the whole band in my IEM setup, which is down there. So it's all good. Simple, easy, lovely. Here we go. Bass string experiment, gig number 19, with the Status Empathy, with the Rotosounds, with the black marks on the strings, so you know it's the same ones. So we've just finished a gig here at the Spotlight in Hoddesdon, which is kind of Hertfordshire, Cambridgeshire way, I guess. And just done 2 hours of disco classics and disco hits. So everything is kind of as it was. So even after yet another gig, strings are great. Losing some of the top end, some of the feel. You can tell they're dying off a bit now. Bottom end's pretty good. Overall, they're pretty good. Nothing really to complain about. Plenty of EQ on the bass, so I'm putting in some extra tops, some extra low mids. Not really having to boost the bottom end, that's all cool. And yeah, so that was gig number 19. Then tomorrow's gig number 20, Platinum ABBA, the Dorking Halls in Surrey. And we'll go again. We'll give these strings another absolute hammering and we'll see how we're going after that. And then next week there's another 3 gigs next week. So we'll be up to gig number 23 by next week. So yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well. So I'll see you tomorrow, gig number 20. Take it easy. See you later. Episode 20 of the bass string experiment. Here we are, Dorking Halls. We've just finished Platinum ABBA. Dorking Halls in Surrey, gig number 20 with this bass with these strings. Got the little black marks on the windings. You can't really see because it's still in shadow, but I can guarantee it's the same strings for all 20 gigs, and they're still going. They're starting to die off a bit now. Top end's going. Feel is getting a bit stodgy. Bottom end's still there. That's cool. Top end and mid range, I'm kind of having to boost everything now on the EQ. Overall, kind of getting to it's like they're all right. They're not great anymore. They're all right, but we'll get there. Probably got another 10, maybe 15 gigs in these, maybe tops. So we'll see how we go. No strings broken, tune's still fine. Tone's okay. It's not excellent, but it's okay. So we'll soldier on to gig number 21, which will be now I think the Wild Theatre in Bracknell, and then gig 22 will be Wimborne, the Tivoli Theatre. Anyway, the strings are okay. I'll let you hear them anyway. So I've got the amp set up here, but we'll just go acoustically, all right? Then the best one, it's a bit like a rubber band, but it's okay. Those bottom notes are still flying out with a bit of mid-range boost. We're all good. So that's gig 20. Dorking Halls in Dorking, done, dusted. Whew, right. See you Wednesday, gig 21, Bracknell. See you there. Take it easy. Hey, here we go. Just done gig number. Oh, lost track. 21. Gig 21. With status empathy, we've got LEDs in, strings have got black marks. So 21 gigs these strings have been on. If you're wondering what the odd stuff behind me is, that's scenery for a Jack and the Beanstalk that was on before our ABBA gig. So we've just done gig 21, the Wild Theatre in Bracknell. So the strings are all going along as they are, gig number 21. So top end's dying off rapidly now. Bottom end's still there, E strings flappy, like a rubber band, but they're fine, they're doing the gigs. Got the 3-band EQ in here, so plenty of top, middle and bottom, and we just soldier on. Gig 22 tomorrow, which is at the Tivoli Theatre in Wimborne, down on the south coast in Dorset. So we will do it all again. So another night of ABBA classics coming your way. There we are, LEDs. Not for everyone, they are for me. Great. See you tomorrow, gig 22. Take it easy. Welcome. It's gig number 22. These strings, empathy, status empathy. LEDs are on their way out, battery change required. So it's the same strings with the black markings on the silk endings, as you can see. Gig number 22, they're starting to die off now. A lot of the top end's gone, and feel is alright, can get by. Top end going drastically, bottom end is alright. Overall, yeah, we'll get through. They'll get about another 10 maybe. But we'll see how we go and give you a quick listen. So EQ's fairly flat, Yeah. So it's all, yeah, as you can hear, EQ on the amps flat, EQ on the bass is flat, but you're going to hear not a lot of life coming out of these. They're very dying off quick now. That's the one. There's your rubber band. It's not great, but it'll do. I reckon we'll get about another 10, maybe 15. I'm sure there's loads of you out there saying they're perfectly alright. There's nothing wrong with them. No, they'll be fine because there's plenty of EQ on this bass. So if I give you top and bottom, mid's flat. Good. So yeah, with the EQ on here and the amp, loads of life. 20 gigs easy. We'll see. Next gig, number 23 for this and these strings, will be on Saturday. It's Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. I think it's a theatre gig, not sure. Sawbridgeworth, Hertfordshire, Cambridgeshire way. We'll see you there. Take it easy. Have a great night. See ya. Gig number 23 with Uncle Funk at Sawbridgeworth Memorial Hall. I'm inside the car. We had to break down really quick and clear the stage and get out. So there was no time to do an on-stage video with the bass tonight. So yeah, so here we are in the car ready to go home. So gig number 23. So the strings, yeah, they're doing what they do. The E and A string are really falling off now. The E string's a bit rubber bandy. The A string is getting that way. The D and G strings are kind of okay. There's still some top end, some bite there, because you don't use them as much as you do the lower two strings. But yeah, they'll carry on. I will get another 10 or so gigs out of them. Got a whole bunch of gigs next week coming up. Got some ABBA, some more Uncle Funk. Then we get to Christmas, so I'm predicting this will go into the new year and through into the spring. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, gig 23. It's cold out. We're due loads of ice and snow this week, so it's misty and it's icy. So here we go. So gig 23 done, dusted. On to gig 24, which is ABBA at the Wild Theatre in Bracknell in a couple of days' time. I'll see you there. Take it easy. Have a good day. Hello gang. So second gig in a week at the Wild Theatre in Bracknell, Platinum ABBA tribute in this lovely theatre. We just had a great gig, very hot gig. Got the status empathy here, LEDs are on as you can see. Got the same set of Rotosound Swing Bass 66 steel round wound strings, 4000 gauge, been on. This is gig number 24. These strings have been on since the end of July. It's 2022. End of July, it's now 13th of December. And they're still going, 24 gigs in. I've got the whole rig and shebang here. Got the plug board down there. Important drinks holder there on my mic stand. We've got the amps set up, we've got Aguilar AG700, we've got a cool tuner, we've got Line 6 G90 wireless system and an Aguilar SL212 Superlight cabinet. And we've just done all the greatest hits of ABBA and a few things beside. So yeah, all good. So this was gig 24. How the strings sounding? Well, they're definitely dying off now. If you want a set of rubber bands, do 24 gigs with a set of these strings and you've got some rubber bands. It's getting that way. The E string is fairly dead, but with this EQ, it's amazing what you can get away with. I'm not boosting a hell of a lot, to be honest. If anything, I'm putting some mids in and some top. Bass end, little boost maybe, but not a hell of a lot. The empathy just does everything really well. And I'm not digging in, I'm not really walloping these strings like I do with Uncle Funk, because ABBA just doesn't need that. It's not about power, it's about finesse. It's about doing the bass lines justice. So yeah, so feel, yeah, not great. less than 50%, you might be getting a red face on this one. Brightness, again, probably getting towards the red face. Bottom end, we're in the yellow easily, but there's still plenty of it there. I can just add a little extra if I need it, and also this has got sweepable mid EQ, so that's great. Overall, we're definitely in the yellows. Okay, probably gonna get about another 8, 9, 10, maybe 10 gigs out of these. I don't know, we'll see how we go. So this was gig 24. Gig 25 will be Friday, which is Uncle Funk in Hertfordshire, corporate event, I think, Christmas party. Goodbye from show 24. See you on gig 25 on Friday. Take it easy, have a great week, see you later. Mr. Funk, you did it again.
Good isn't the word.
So these have been on since July. This is gig 25. It's not, it's gig 26, but so gig 25. So the E strings kind of rubber bandy. It's okay. It does what it needs to do. It's very clonky for slapping. There's no bounce back. The string doesn't bounce back. So we've had pizza before we're going on. The A string, it's okay. It's kind of stiffening up a bit. D string, sounds pretty good. Sounds like it's done about 4 gigs, but it hasn't. It's done 25. So that was not bad. G string, kind of okay. Kind of like it's done 10 gigs. It hasn't. It's done all 25. But they are what they are. So kind of now it's like we're kind of nursing the strings through. But you know, gig by gig. Tonight they'll get absolute hammering like they did last night, because that's what Uncle Funk, the disco classics, kind of demands. Just see how we go. I don't think any of them are prone to snapping anytime soon. The thing that will kill them off is the tuning stability. So we'll see how we go. So that's the rundown on gig 25 from last night, which was Uncle Funk in Chewinbury in Hertfordshire. So tonight's Uncle Funk in Great Dunmow, which is sort of Essex, Cambridgeshire way. So we're going to be doing a gig with a couple of hundred people in here, and I will see you again on the video for gig 26. I'll give you a talk through how the strings are doing. They could completely die off after this gig. Who knows? We will see. But yeah, there we go. I will catch you later. Take care. Oh there, we've just finished gig number 26 with the Status Empathy, Rotosound Swing Bass 66s. Strings have got the black marks, so it's those same strings. So we've done 26 gigs now with this bass, these strings. Just finished Uncle Funk here at Folks Hall in Great Dunmow. 2 more gigs to go before Christmas, 1 more with this bass, so that'll bring it up to number 27, which is Thursday in Sawbridgeworth. We've got a small corporate event to do. So yeah, so the strings, you're not going to be able to hear it, there's lots of noise in here. They're just doing what they do. So the E string is like a rubber band, but still plenty of bottom end. G string, reasonably toppy. D string sounds pretty good. A string is getting towards rubber band status. But again, with the Empathy, we've got 3-band EQ here, sweepable mids. I can boost and cut whatever I want. So basically it gives these strings a bit of a helping hand. So if I need treble and a lot of top end, I can have it. And if I want to boost the bottom end and tighten up the mids, I can do that too. It's all good. So that was gig number 26. Thursday will be gig 27. I'll see you there. Take it easy. Have a good weekend. Hi guys, welcome back to the Bass String Experiment, episode 27. Well, gig 27. With the Status Empathy with the Rotosound strings. So it's just leading up to Christmas, and I've just done gig 27 with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, which was a corporate Christmas party in Sawbridgeworth, which is kind of Hertfordshire, Cambridgeshire way, in the afternoon.
So I've just finished that. It's still daylight here, although there isn't much of that left. And I've just come home, got to change the basses over, got a last minute covers gig standing in for a friend of mine on another gig. Literally only came in a couple of hours ago. So I've got to change over the basses. I need a couple of different basses to do that gig. So yeah, so that's but the Empathy with the Rotosound strings, all going well. 27 gigs in, bottom end, E and the A, obviously drifting off a bit now. The D and G strings are pretty punchy, pretty bright still. They're doing okay. They're not stunning, but they're doing okay. They're getting me through the month of December, so everything is all good. So I'll see you on gig 28 with that bass and those strings, which is a pub gig with already legends at the North Star pub in Ealing Broadway in West London here in the UK. So I will catch up with you then. Take it easy. Have a good week. If I don't see you before, have a great Christmas. Take care.
Gig number 28 with the Empathy with the Rotosound strings. Just done a gig in Ealing, West London, with the fabulous Already Legends boys. We've just done a gig at the North Star here in Ealing. Everyone's going home for Christmas. So we've just done 2 hours of fabulous pub rock hits, and this is gig 28 with this bass, these strings. So yesterday was Uncle Funk doing the corporate event, today pub gig. Strings are doing surprisingly well, I have to say, for 28 gigs. And this is the first pub gig I've done with these strings for quite a while. They sounded amazing. They sounded really good. Again, using the 3-band EQ on the Empathy. They feel semi-dead, but they sounded great. I was really quite surprised, I have to say. Thank you to everyone for watching the videos. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all your support in 2022, and look forward to seeing you all, speaking to you all on the live chats, and having a right old time in 2023. So take care of yourselves, have a great Christmas, a great new year, and I'll see you very soon. But thank you very much for watching all the videos, all the comments, all the likes. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Without you, making the videos is kind of pointless. So thank you for enjoying the content. I'll see you on the other side. Take it easy. Next gig for this bass, gig 29. It's a long way away at the moment, February. I'll see you later. Take it easy.
So here we are on gig 29 at the De Vere Cotswold Water Park Hotel on a corporate charity event for McDonald's, no less. The strings carried on in the same vein as the previous 28 shows, reliable, with a solid defined tone, and despite the tone and feel beginning to drop off as you would expect after 29 gigs, they remain consistent and usable. Sadly, this gig was very much overshadowed by the passing of our beloved Max. Unfortunately, Max developed acute bronchitis in the week leading up to show 29. I had hoped to spend the following week nursing him back to good health, but despite the best care possible and a medicinal cocktail to solve the problem, Max took a turn for the worse while I was on this show and passed away due to breathing issues and organ failure just prior to our second set. To say I experienced dad guilt, and still do, is an understatement. He was totally loved, and he lit up our lives and home following the passing of our previous dog, Indy. Max was a real character, and he's missed every day. Run free, Max.
So here I have the Empathy. So strings have been on for 30 gigs, so I didn't have time to do the recap video after the show. We had to pack up very quick and leave the wedding show that we were on. So after 30 gigs, here we are. So in terms of feel, yeah, the E and the A aren't great. D and G are still okay, pretty good. In terms of brightness, it's a tale of two halves of the fingerboard really. So D and G, pretty good. E and the A, there ain't a lot of brightness there anymore. I can compensate with the EQ, but you know, we're talking kind of dead strings here. Bottom end is still pretty good. You're hearing it acoustically, obviously. they're on their way. We're in the final stretch, I'd say, but these could still get to 40 gigs, who knows, maybe even 50. So anyway, we move on to gig number 31, which is going to be Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno in Ware in Hertfordshire, and that's going to be disco classics all the way. So I'll see you then. Take it easy. So here we are after gig number 31. We're at a private party in Ware in Hertfordshire. So the basses are all packed up and in the car. Pedal board tonight, so nice easy load out. The E and the A string are really rubbery now, really kind of dead. The D and G strings still got some brightness to them, but the E and the A are really hard work. We were playing Forget Me Nots tonight by Patrice Rushen, and it sort of slapped. And there's no response in the strings. It sounded okay because I've got the EQ on the bass and running through the pedal board, but there's no bounce, no reaction off those E and A strings, and it was really hard. There was no kind of, when you're playing a song like that, you need the strings to respond, and they weren't. They were kind of dead, very rubbery. So that was a bit of a wake-up call on that song. Overall tone, okay, not great. Feel, well, as I've said, the E and the A are kind of dead. The D and G are okay, but the E and the A are starting to die off. Brightness, D and G strings are good, E and A strings are starting to lose all their tone, but then we expect that. We're on gig 31. And bottom end was okay. It's not rock solid like it would be if the strings were round about gig 3, 4, 5, 6, but they're doing the job, so I'm just kind of nursing them through at the moment. And on we go to gig number 32 with these strings, which will be, I think, at the moment, that will be back in Ware, this town, playing at the Drill Hall. We played there back on gig 14, back in the autumn. So we'll go for gig 32 and see where we get, unless a gig comes in that I can use the bass on before then. So I'll keep you posted. Anyway, have a great weekend. Catch up with you soon. Take it easy. So there we go. That's gig number 32 with the Status Empathy. It's in its bag over there. 32 gigs those strings have done since the end of July last year. So here we are in the middle of March in 2023, and those strings on that bass have done 32 gigs and they're still going. So try and give you a rough approximation of how they're doing. So the G and D strings are pretty okay. It's the E and the A that are dying off rapidly. But we carry on. I'll just nurse them through until either a string breaks or the tuning goes. So in terms of feel, it's a tale of 4 strings basically. 2 are all right and 2 aren't so great. So we're kind of looking at 40 to 50%, maybe a little less. Brightness, D and G strings are fine, the E and the A are dead, so not that great. So they're at about 50%. Bottom end, there's plenty of bottom end there, and thankfully the Empathy's got so much power in its EQ that I'm covering any deficiencies. But anything that's involving slapping or any sort of rapid playing, there's no give in those in the bottom strings. The E and the A, they are basically dead. So for example, playing Forget Me Nots tonight and some of the songs where there's a fair bit of movement across the fingerboard, those low strings, they're just not playing ball at all. So overall tone, it's definitely I'd say we're probably at like 30 to 40% now. So it's just a case of nursing those strings through, seeing how many gigs I can actually get out of them. We're kind of on the home straight, I think. So it could be we get to 40, we might get to 50. I don't know, but there's going to come a point where either the tuning goes, the string goes, or just sound-wise they're just going to be horrific. So we soldier on. Gig number 33 is going to be, I can't even tell you because we've got no Uncle Funk shows now for a number of weeks, and there could be some other gigs in between. So I'll see you when I see you. And that'll be gig number 33. So take it easy.
So here we are on gig 33 at Hampton Court House with the Barney Marshall All-Stars at a wedding function. It's the start of summer and the temperature in this room was blazing. Across the board function covers and the strings held up well considering their current state. The E and A strings are having a torrid time, but they're hanging in there while the D and G strings have no such worries with a fair degree of twang still evident in their tones. Onward to gig 34, which is with 21st Century ABBA at Newbury Racecourse. Gig number 34 with the Empathy. These strings are at Newbury Showground, 21st Century ABBA. About to go on. It's busy. It's huge actually. Let me show you. There we go. Let me show you. It's not packed yet. There's another band on after us. I think people are taking their time getting in. But anyway, we're going to do gig number 34 with the Empathy, with the Rotosound strings, and we'll see how we go. So gig number 33 was last week, wedding in Hampton Court. Strings are pretty good, as they've been for a number of gigs. So the E and the A are deadening off, the D and the G is quite bright. So we'll just play it as we can and see how far we get. But number 34. See you at the end. So the last gig was ABBA, 21st Century ABBA in Newbury, and the strings are fairly dead on the E and A string now. D and G string still got a bit of brightness, bit of twang, but there's not a lot of life left in the E and A. So they've done very well to get this far. Here we are, gig number 35 with the Status Empathy. Same string since July 2022. And you find me on gig number 35, dressed up, ready to do a gig in Droitwich, near Worcester, with a friend's band called The Bears, playing a wedding out in the Worcestershire countryside. Very nice it is too. So we're on in about 15-20 minutes. So the Empathy, so where are we? So this gig number 35. So the last gig was ABBA, 21st Century ABBA in Newbury, and the strings are fairly dead on the E and A string now. D and G string still got a bit of brightness, bit of twang, but there's not a lot of life left in the E and A. So they've done very well to get this far. So here we are on gig number 35. I'll catch you on the other side, but we'll see how we get on. One of them could break tonight, who knows? Hopefully they won't. They've been very reliable so far, but let's see. So gig number 35 with the Bears in Droitwich in Worcestershire here in the UK. Catch you later. Take it easy. Last night, gig number 36. We had to bail out of that gig really quick and get home. It was a long old day yesterday. So how was the Empathy? So before the gig, so that's after gig 35, losing track here. So after 35, to be honest, the strings haven't changed too much recently. So the E and the A are fairly dead, but they're doing okay. The D and G are still reasonably bright. There's a bit of punch there, plenty of clarity. Status Empathy EQ gets you out of all sorts of problems. So it's all good. So that was after 35, which was the gig with the Bears in Droitwich. So last night was 36 with Capricorns in Salisbury. So the strings haven't changed again. So that we did 2 hours of playing last night. Air-conditioned room, hot outside. Guitars were in the car most of the day. But they kind of, the strings are fine. They're as they were. So here we are, gig number 37 on the bass string experiment. Got the Empathy here in the bag. Haven't got it out of the bag yet. So there we go, the Empathy's in there. Same strings since last July, gig number 37. Here I am at Box Park in Wembley, Sunday, end of May. It's not that busy at the moment, but it will be shortly when the hordes come out of Wembley Stadium for, I think it's League 2 playoff final? League 1 playoff final, I think. So yeah, so I'm going to show you
what we're doing today. So playing with a band called Brainscape, and we're playing Fox Park for the fans. So because we're in Wembley, it's a match day. Parking is absolutely hellish. Parking in Wembley, as long as I can remember being alive, is usually hellish. But now so much of it is pedestrianised, and during match day events, or if there's a big concert on or what have you, basically lots of the roads get closed down. So trying to get to a venue that's slap bang in the middle of kind of the Wembley complex is tricky, to say the least. So when I got offered this gig about a week ago, I was looking at the parking options and I thought, no, this isn't going to work, is it? So I've never done the bass speaker on a trolley on public transport before. Well, I have today. And I wasn't sure how it was going to pan out. So it's a fairly sizable venue, as you can see. The stage is very thin but wide. There is some monitoring, but don't know how it's going to work. We're providing a PA that then goes into the house system. Again, don't know how this is going to pan out. So ideally I probably would have just bought a 2x10 Neo cab, a super light neodymium speaker. But I was told, no, you might need something a little more hefty, or not, we don't know. I've never played here before, so I bought a 212. So I've got an Aguilar SL212 with me. There we go. So that's come on the trolley. So parked up at the tube, put the speaker onto the trolley, bungee cords all around it, keep it secure. So what else am I bringing? So I've got my Status Empathy, because that's been featured on the Bass String Experiment series. This is gig number 37. So those strings, these strings, have been on since the end of July 2022. And all the gigs that I've been able to use this bass on, it's had those strings, they haven't changed. So the Empathy's in here, doing its thing. Pre-show warm-up, of course. So what have I used amp-wise? Well, I was going to bring an AG700 Aguilar, but I just thought there is no way I'm going to fit that in the gig bag with the bass, and I didn't want to bring extra hand luggage. It's going to take one hand to carry the trolley and one to keep the bass steady. So I've gone, and this will be controversial, so I'm using a Trace Elliott Elf amp today, which is very small, very bijou, 200 watts. Very underpowered for this cabinet, but that's fine. I don't think I'm going to have to push it too hard. The joy of the Elf, and the reason I say controversial is lots of people say you can't use those on gigs. Yes, you can. I've done many a gig with this Elf and 2x12 cab, different brand of 2x12 cab. I used to use it with an EBS Neo 212, but anyway, it's with an Aguilar SL212 this afternoon. So the joy of the Elf, let me just quickly show you. So for bass lovers out there, so this is the Elf. So 3-band EQ, gain, master volume. It's a jack output into a speak-on output on the cabinet. DI there if we're going to need it. The real joy about this amp is you can fit it in your back pocket. Watch. You think I'm joking? I ain't. Are you ready? The amp fits in your back pocket. It's that small, so it fits in the gig bag perfectly. So what I'm doing, going from the bass to a tuner pedal, Boss TU2, and then because tunings could change today, and also just to give myself an octave effect, I bought the Digitech drop pedal. Bass to tuner to Digitech drop into the L. That's it. What could go wrong? Be good. So I will keep you posted. I'll let you know how all this pans out. It could go wonderfully or not. We'll see. But the journey here wasn't too bad. The worst bit was getting out of the car into the tube station at Ickenham, and then getting on the platform, getting on the train. Other than that, it's been great because there was a lift here at Wembley, and I haven't got to park a car. I haven't got to worry about loading in and out. The drummer's tried loading in, he couldn't get that close to the venue because the police have shut off all the roads. Advice, kids, don't be a drummer, be a bass player. It's far easier. Here we are, gig number 38, doing a private event with Twist of Rock in kind of out near Chelmsford, sort of Braintree Way in Essex, which is east of London, here in the UK. So we're doing a private bash, and should be good fun. There's a lot of people around, and it's outdoors, and we're having a good bang holiday. So we've got the empathy here, of course. Here we go. So after yesterday's gig, which was fairly frantic at Box Park in Wembley, it's strings are okay. Yeah, I've just checked them over. We're okay. So this is gig number 38 for these strings. I don't know how they keep going, but they are. Well done, Rotosound, and I'll give you an update after the gig. But E and A string are same as they were yesterday, fairly sort of dull. But they've done 37 gigs so far, and yeah. But it's all good. It's all good. The D and G strings are still got some life in them, so we'll just carry on until one snaps or the tuning massively drops off. We're good. I'll catch you later. I'll give you an update after the gig. Take it easy. Episode 39 of the bass string experiment series. So I'm here with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno playing a gig at Chipping Camden for an event called the Olympic Games, which predates the world famous Olympic Games. This is a traditional English, some sort of games involving breaking people's shins, apparently. But anyway, this is number 39 in the series. Got the status empathy here, of course. So the gig we're going to do tonight, this will be the 39th gig with these bass strings. 38 was on Monday out in Essex near Braintree for a private event with Twisted Rock, so I can let you hear the strings unamplified. So the E string, quite comical. That was a bit of older nickel elastic, not good. The A string, similarly, not that great. D string, however, pretty good. G string's not too bad either. So we'll do number 39 tonight, number 40 tomorrow, which is a wedding in trying to remember, down near Brighton, East Sussex. So I'll give you an update on how the strings are after tonight's gig, probably tomorrow. But it's all good. But they're playing okay. The EQ gets you out of every predicament on this bass. So nothing snapped, tuning stability is still there. Just a bit dull in the bottom end, you soldier on. Catch you later. Last night was gig 39 with Uncle Funk up in Chipping Camden. Bass is fine, strings are as they are. So the E and the A string are fairly dead, dying off. D and G strings still got some punch and clarity, it's all good. Here we are, gig number 40 on the bass string experiment. The bass is in there. Just done the first set. Gig with the band called Capricorns down in Lewes, down in East Sussex. So gig number 40. Yeah, I can't believe the strings have lasted this long, but they have. So last night was gig 39 with Uncle Funk up in Chipping Camden. Bass is fine, strings are as they are. So the E and the A string are fairly dead, dying off. D and G strings still got some punch and clarity, it's all good. So we're on gig 40. Done one set, and we'll see how they are at the end of this, but they seem to be doing okay. I cannot complain. 40 gigs out of one set of strings. I'll let you know at the end of the gig. See you there. Take it easy. Hey, how are we doing? So here we are, gig number 41 with the Status Empathy bass. 41 gigs after tonight with these strings on. I haven't got the bass on, it's in this gig bag in the changing room. But we're at the Cambridge Club Festival up in Cambridgeshire, here in the UK, funnily enough. And the Rotosounds are doing themselves proud. So today's gig 41. You're a bit at level 42 in the background, turn it on. How about that? And tomorrow I've got gigs 42 and 43, 2 gigs in a day. Doing a festival tomorrow afternoon with Uncle Funk at Saltasia in Malden in Essex. And then I've got a function gig in the evening with Capricorns at Sign House over in sort of Brentford way, West London. So today, with the Cambridge Club Festival here in Cambridgeshire, Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, we're on at 6 o'clock for an hour of disco classics. Yes indeed. And we're supporting Alexander O'Neill, which is all very good, and then Grace Jones, the diva that is Grace Jones. Yes, indeed. With my good friend Malcolm Joseph on bass guitar, who I've said hello to already today. E and A strings, they're dying off. The D and G strings, they've still got some bite in them. So we'll see how we go, but they're holding their own pretty much, so it's all good. Minimal gear today, just a very small pedal board, tuner, Digitech drop pedal, EBS Octabass, Aguilar filter twin into an Aguilar tone hammer pedal. That's it. No backlight, no amp, no speakers, all on in-ear monitors. So it's going to be good. Hopefully it's going to be busy. We normally play here on a Sunday, so we're on the main stage, and it's going to be Friday evening, early slot. The strings could die off today. Just don't know. They're doing okay, but they've done 40 gigs with the same set of strings since dating back to July, end of July last year, 2022. But well done, Rotosound, serving me well. So we'll see how we go. I'll catch you on the other side. Take it easy. Here we are, gig number 41 done. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno just come off stage at Cambridge Club Festival in Cambridgeshire, funnily enough. Whew, right, it's Empathy, 41 gigs with the same strings on. How's it sound? Well, it's okay. It's okay. The strings are what they are. The E and the A are dying on their ass. The D and G have still got a fair bit of character in them. A bit of zing still there. They are what they are. We soldier on. Tomorrow's gig number 42 and number 43. So heading home now, out early tomorrow. Saltasia Festival in Malden in Essex. Got to be there for 11 o'clock sound check in the morning. It's going to be hectic, full on day tomorrow. I'll try and get you a sound demo, alright? See what I can do. Take it easy. See you soon. Bye. Hey, here we are. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, gig number 42 with the States Empathy. Rotosound Swing Bass strings. These strings have been on since July last year, 2022. It's now middle of June 2023. I'm at Saltasia Festival in Malden in Essex for its sound check. So it's before all the punters are allowed in. We're just setting up for sound check here. So yesterday was gig number 41 with this bass, these strings. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno again, of course. We were at Cambridge Club Festival in Cambridgeshire here in the UK. Great gig, great crowd, had a blast, superb. So how's the bass doing? Well, I'll let you hear. So I haven't got an amplifier or anything, just got pedal board today for this gig. Nothing particularly extravagant. Tuner, Digitech drop pedal, EBS Octabass, Aguilar filter twin envelope filter, Aguilar tone hammer. And there we go. So I'll let you hear the strings. You won't be able to hear them because I've got no amp on stage. I will have later for gig 43, but if you want to hear how they sound. So we've got the G strings. Still okay. D string is pretty good. A string sounds like a tramp's vest, dying off rapidly. E string sounds like the tramp's socks, like an old bit of rope. But they're doing me proud. Well done, Rotosound. Swing Bass 66, String of Legends, doing me very proud. So these strings have been on since the end of July last year, 2022. It's now the middle of June 2023, and the strings are still going. After 41 gigs, today's 42. I'm expecting them either to give up the ghost shortly, tuning stability to drop off, or a string to snap. Something's going to happen at some point, but for the moment they're doing the business. The EQ on the Empathy is kind of getting me through. That's all good. I'll catch you later on at gig number 43, which is with Capricorn at the Hilton Hotel, Sign House in West London. So I've got to get from here, Malden in Essex, do this gig, get in the car and get to West London for around 6 to 6:30. I'll do it, we'll get there. I'll catch you later on gig 43. Take it easy, guys. Yeah, so done gig 42, Saltasia in Malden in Essex. Jumped back in the car, gone round to West London, now at Sign House doing a function with the Capricorns. Full on day, so this is gig number 43 with that bass with those strings on, so we'll see how we go. I dug in on the first gig, I know that much. We'll see how the strings last, shall we? So on to gig 43. I'll give you a full rundown tomorrow. I'll hook it up to an amplifier and you can hear them amplified. Pretty much the same as before. The E and A on their backside. D&G still has some life in them, so we carry on. Gig 43, Capricorns, Sign House. I'll catch you later. Take it easy.
Here I am at gig 44 at a wedding in Swanley in Kent with the Bears. A lively affair, slap bang in the middle of summer, and the Rotosound strings are holding up, but at this point every gig is a surprise, to be honest. Well done, Rotosound. It's a sterling performance.
Hello folks, we are on gig number 45 with the Status Empathy Rotosound strings. Black marks on the string endings, so you know it's the same set. They're doing well. So this is a private function in Cambridgeshire. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, probably the lighting and stuff going on in the background has kind of given that game away. So yeah, fairly big old event. But yeah, so last gig was with the Bears, which was a wedding in Essex. I didn't get to do any sort of bass thing there because it was all a bit mad, would be a fair description. But anyway, here we go. So this is gig number 45. So after gig 44, which was the last one, I don't have an amplifier today. I'm on in-ears pedal board. But I'll give you a rough idea of how the strings sound. So you're going to get an acoustic example of each one. So G string, you might be able to get some of that. D string, they're okay, they're both okay. Here we go, here's the fun, the A string. It's dying off rapidly, and then the E string, which has long since died off. Like a bit of old rope. But it's okay, because the EQ on the Empathy kind of gets you through. 3-band EQ, cut and boost. So yeah, so this is gig number 45. I didn't think we would get this far, I have to be honest. I thought probably mid to late 30s would be it, but here we are. These strings have been on for almost a year, 11 months. So we'll see how far they go through over the next month. We've got loads of festivals and private booking gigs, so this bass will be out. So it hasn't done a gig for 2 weeks. I was on a Queen show last week, which meant Fenders all the way. But the Status Empathy is out this evening, so we'll see how we go. But after gig 44, this is where we are. So the E and the A are kind of on their way out, and the D and G have still got some life in them, but I'll give you an update after gig 45. So I'll catch you later. Take it easy. Here we go, gang. Gig number 46, I think, on the Bass String Experiment series. Here at the Oxted Festival in Surrey, here in the UK. There's people over there. So got the Status Empathy in the gig bag down there, ready to go shortly, just setting up, get changed. Here comes the mad trumpet player. And yeah, so gig number 46. So last week was function with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, strings E and A on the way. Will be a fair description. D and G both fine, still got some life in them. We're good to go. So gig number 46. I'll catch you after the event. There might be some video later. I hope you're all cool. Keep watching the videos. Cheers. Catch you later. Here we are, Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. We've just done Camper Jam Festival up near Telford, Shifnal, and just played to this big top. It's big, the name gives it away. Full, ramped, absolutely packed. So it was gig number 47 with the Status Empathy, which is in there all packed up. Same strings on, 47 gigs since last July. Well done, Rotosound. Well done, Jason Howe. Fair play, chaps. Nicely done. So we go into next week Gigs number 48 and 49, would you believe, with the same strings on. Status Empathy's playing a blinder, 3-band EQ, absolutely fabulous, no complaints. So it's all good. I will do an update tomorrow with how the strings are and everything else, but the gig was outstanding. There'll be some video footage in the video that accompanies this, so hopefully you'll see a bit of it. But there we are, gig number 47, done, dusted. Bass is in the bag, ready for a rest. Likewise, wish I could, I've got to drive home. So take it easy guys, catch you later. Rock on. I'll be honest with you, we've had 2 years of outdoor gigs. It's all been good, no problems. No real rain, no dreadfulness. Now we got this. Last weekend was fairly dreadful as well. And this is torrential. We're in Cromer in Norfolk and it's no, I'm filming myself. You throw all the shapes you like. It's grim. It's pissing down. There's no one here. You love it. Rock and roll, baby. So yesterday was gig number 48 with the Status Empathy. Same strings, Rotosound Swing Bass 66 with the black markings. So these strings have been on for nearly a year. In 2 weeks time it will be a year. Last night was gig number 48. Here's some photos, give you an idea of what we were up against. It was raining all day. It was Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno show in Cromer in Norfolk here in the UK, and it rained from the moment we arrived to the moment we left. Surprisingly, the people of Cromer are very hardy and they came out in their numbers. I personally at about 5 o'clock thought this isn't going to happen. It's a safety problem. The stage was soaking. Probably if there was health and safety they would have cancelled the show. But anyway, we soldiered on as we do. You might be wondering what I'm doing. I'm giving the bass a bit of a clean because it got absolutely soaked last night with rain and Lord knows what else. So we're having a bit of a clean up here. So yes, yesterday was gig 48, today is gig 49, again with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. We've got a private wedding function, indoors thankfully, because it looks like there's more rain heading this way. So that's a slight relief that we're indoors. And but the bass is doing okay. Just needed a bit of a wipe up because it really was soaking wet when I came off stage last night, and just a bit of a clean and a polish, you know. But yeah, so the strings are doing good. You can hear them. I know on the previous videos I've said the bottom two are dying off rapidly. The upper two are still pretty good. I'll give you an acoustic demo. I'll do you a video demo next week. So tonight's gig 49, and we've got gig 50, 51, 52 and 53 next week. But anyway, at the moment, the current time after gig 48, G string, pretty good. D string, pretty good. A string, is where it goes downhill a little, but it's not too bad, not too shabby. The E string is where it really goes straight off a cliff. If I slap it, you probably can't even hear it. It's dying, but the EQ's getting me through everything. Status, Graphite, Empathy bass, 3-band EQ, sweepable mids, doing the business. Well done Status, well done Rotosound. On we go, gig 49 today. Cherry and I are going out for another gig, so we'll see you soon. Take it easy. All the best. Drummer just decided to stop. Stortford doing a wedding gig with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, wedding reception. So tonight is gig number 49 for the Status Empathy bass. The same set of strings on since July last year, 2022. But anyway, did gig number 48 last night in Cromer Festival, pouring with rain. We lived to tell the tale, thank goodness. And tonight, as I said, gig number 49 with those strings on. So I'm going to go down and do my bit of sound check. Wait for this noise to stop, and yeah, that'll be me. So I'll catch you a bit later. How you doing? We're on gig number 50 with the Status Empathy. 50 gigs, same strings on. There we go. Rotosound Swing Bass 66 with the black marks on the windings. Good to see you. Here we are, Standing Calling Festival. A lot of people in front of the stage. That happens every year. Give us about 2 songs and this will be absolutely rammed in here. So, Standing Calling Festival with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, gig number 50. The Status Empathy with these strings on. 50 gigs next week. Well, actually it'll be 53 by the time we get there next week, but anyway. So gig number 50 today, 51 tomorrow, 52 Saturday, 53 on Sunday. Going well. Well done, Rotosound. We're playing a blinder. I'll give you an update after the show because I now got to set all my bits and pieces up on the stage. Take it easy. I'll catch you on the other side. See you later. Right, here we are. We are at Chidfest with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno down the south coast, down near Brighton today. So last night was gig number 50 with the Status Empathy with the Rotosound strings. 50 gigs. Well, tonight's 51. So prove it's the same strings. There we go. Rotosound 66s, swing bass, black marks on the windings. So as of next Friday, a week today, these strings will have been on this bass for 12 months. So tonight is gig 51, tomorrow's 52, Sunday's 53. They're still doing the business. So the E and the A have dropped off, as I've mentioned before. They are what they are. D&G have still got some punch and brightness. It's all good. 3-band EQ, sweepable mids on the bass, of course, as I've mentioned before. So that'll be doing the rounds. And yeah, so we go on in about 35 minutes. So I'm going to go do sound check, quick line check, do the in-ear stuff. We'll be good to go. Summertime, they said. Middle of July. Gigs, be fine. Lovely. Beautiful. It's absolutely hammering it down. Wet, cold, extremely windy. Nearly ripped my back just walking across a little bridge here to get to a marquee. Covered in moss. And I reckon there'll be a few people heading to hospital before we've even got proceedings underway. But I'll keep you posted. Marquee is currently flapping in the breeze, as you can see. So it promises to be a real treat. I think you'll find. We'll catch up later. So we're on gig number 52 with the Status Empathy and the strings tonight. Going to be filming. We're here at Wickham House, Berkshire. So very nice, very pleasant. We'll have a great show. I'll catch you later. The glasses are misting up. See you later. Gig number 52 with the Status Empathy strings. 52 gigs tonight. All going good. Got an amp for a change, so I'm not on in-ears, so I thought I'd give you a quick audio demo of where we are. So EQ's flat. There's no glamour. It's peeing down with rain outside, so we've got G string, D, A string, and the E string. There's a bit of rope, but not too bad. 52 gigs tonight since these strings went on. Anyway, catch you later for an update. See you soon. Gig number 52 with the Empathy strings. Been on nearly a whole year. So 52 gigs with the same strings. Rotosound Swing Bass 66s with black marks. Same strings that went on last July. So with a wedding band tonight out in Newbury. There is a band, it's not just me. So 2 hours of wedding dance floor fillers coming your way. Catch you on the other side, take it easy. I'm at Secret Garden Party Festival in Cambridgeshire with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. Waiting to go on, we're on in about an hour and a bit, hour and a quarter. So tonight is gig number 53. Status Empathy bass, Rotosound Swing Bass, 66 strings. Been on 53 gigs after tonight's show. They were actually put on last July 2022. So they've done superbly well. And they're still going. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, Secret Garden Party Festival. Gig number 53 with the Status Empathy, Rotosound Strings, Swing Bass 66, 53 gigs with the same strings on. Yeah man, next week will be a year since these strings went on. So, thank you Rotosound, thank you Jason, thank you Jack, thank you all the team working at Rotosound, fabulous job. Thanks for all the support. Without you I can't do the gigs, so blinding job guys. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. We're about to do a gig. See you later. Gig number 54. Status Empathy, strings, Rotosound Strings, Swing Bass 66s. Tonight, end of July, we'll get towards the end of July, it's the 28th of July 2023. They were put on a year ago yesterday. On this bass, same strings with the black marks on the silk windings. It's the same strings. Rotosound played a blinder. 54 gigs. I've just finished a gig. Wedding function here in Chalfont St Latimer. Strings are, well, the bottom two are dying. D&G strings, still got some life, some punch in them. Been the same for months, to be honest. And starting to feel the tone going now. Seriously, it's starting to got to really dig in to get some usable tone, but it's still going. And the 3-band EQ on this bass does the business. So the top end is going now. Even on the D&G. Starting to go, lower strings, forget it. You need twang out of those, it's gone. But anyway, we soldier on. Gig number 55, which will be next week with 21st Century ABBA down at Wickham Festival in Hampshire, down the south coast. I'm here at Wickham Festival down the south coast, Hampshire, UK. It's absolutely tipping it down. I promise you can't see it because it's so raining so hard. The background's turned white. See if you can get a better view this way. No, it's gone white there as well. It's torrential. Anyway, in other news, so I'm here with 21st Century ABBA playing Wickham Festival tonight, and gig number 55 for these strings on the States Empathy. It's where was I last week? Blue Lion Band in Chesham, in Buckinghamshire. Strings are as they were, as they have been all the way along in recent weeks and months. So the E and the A are fairly baggy, like a couple of bits of old rope. D&G strings still got some brightness, and I've been saying this week after week, gig after gig, but they're still doing the business. It's the EQ on this bass, gets you out of all sorts of situations. So we carry on, we soldier on. So this is gig number 55. 56 will be next week. So I've got a couple of Uncle Funk shows next week. So it'll be 56 and 57 next week. And yeah, we'll see how we go. There's no point you standing there, Mr. Drummer. It's on the other side. No,
that's why I'm going to come and
you don't need any promotion. So I have my favourite drummer on tonight, Mr. Martin Johnson. Well, they call him Magic. I think that's more that they want to try and summon him away. But anyway, yeah, so I've got a cracking drummer tonight. It's just very wet, but the people that are going to be here are going to be inside this fairly hefty big top. So we'll see how we go. I did want to do a little sound demo attached up to the rig, but it would annoy everyone immensely. And broke the relative peace that we have here on stage, so I won't do that. But anyway, I will catch you later. I'll give you an update. It could go very badly wrong tonight. I've got to get to Stansted Airport for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and at the moment my car is parked in the field across the road, and it's absolutely pouring down, and it's like a quagmire in there before it started raining. So we'll see how many of us actually get out tonight. We'll see. I might be flying without sleep tomorrow. Anyway, on that note, I'll catch you later. Enjoy. Gang, gig number 56 in the bass string experiment series. Got the Status Empathy here. Same strings that have been on for 55 gigs previous. So the week before would have been 1 year since these strings were put on with the same strings. Same black marks on the windings that I put on with the felt tip pen. So we're going for gig number 56 tonight. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, Windsor Racecourse. This is one of the Soul Tasia festivals. We've done a couple of these before. Got a couple more to come this summer. So should be good. We're doing half an hour, which is probably the shortest playing time gig I'll have done with this as part of this series. But there we go. So where are we with the strings? I can't give you an amplifier demo because I'm on in-ears today through a pedal board. I can give you an acoustic test, but I can tell you straight off the bat I know how these are. So D and G string, we've still got some quasi brightness because they're dying off. The E and the A strings are pretty much dead, but thankfully Rob Green, the professor at Status Graphite, in his wisdom created a sweepable mid 3-band EQ on this bass that basically gets me out of any predicament, and I have called this on many occasions a tonal battering ram. It gets through every band mix, any band I've ever played in with this. Never get lost. Loads of punch, loads of clarity, loads of power. Couldn't ask for anything more. Status and Rotosound, match made in heaven, frankly. So I will try and give you an update later on. There's going to be some live chats here on my channel this afternoon. But yeah, so here we go. It's this. It's all this today. All of that sort of thing. So all the disco classics coming your way. I'll catch you later. Take it easy. Hey gang, we've got to stop meeting like this in cars after gigs, you know. Got to stop that. Hope you're well. It's I'm in the car. I couldn't do any filming on the wedding we were on today with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at Hatfield Place in Chelmsford. There was music going perpetually in the background, and I'm trying to avoid getting copyright claims and copyright strikes when there's music in the background on videos. It's really tricky. But anyway, we had a couple of birthdays in the band as well to celebrate, and it wouldn't have made good filming and what have you. So anyway, gig number 57 with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at Hatfield Place near Chelmsford was a wedding with the Status Empathy and the Rotosound strings. Gig done, in the car, ready to go home shortly. Strings are as they were, as they have been for gig after gig after gig recently. The E and A just progressively getting worse. The D and G are now starting to sort of enter that phase as well. So we carry on. Got another gig next week, which will be with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno in Bristol at Blaze Castle. So there's gigs coming up. This is 57. Next week will be 58 and 59. It's all go, isn't it? It's all go. So I will catch you next week's gig. I'll see you there. Take it easy. Hello gang, howdy. It's after the gig. Gig number 58 in the bass string experiment series with the Status Empathy, Rotosound strings. Just done gig 58 with the same strings on. August the 18th, 2023 at Blaze Castle in Bristol. So I'm in the car. It's been a bit hectic here. Very hard to film on festivals.
with music in the background because I'm going to get hit with copyright claims, so I've had to wait until now. We had to clear the stage very quickly and the handover was very rapid, and it's been pouring with rain since about 5 o'clock, so this was the only option. So here we are after gig 58. So where are we with the strings? What can I say? 58 gigs with the same set of round wound steel strings. So the D and G string, they are what they are. E and A string, they are what they are. They're fairly dead, but we carry on. With the Empathy, the 3-band EQ is fabulous. It's digging me out of holes that I didn't even knew existed. But I've got treble, I've got mid-range, sweepable on the bass. Bass end is still there. Strings feel fairly dead, but we're getting there. The job's getting done. I have no backline on this gig, and any of the Uncle Funk shows I'm all on just a pedal board with an Aguilar tone hammer, preamp DI pedal, bunch of effects, and that's it. So on we go to gig number 59, which is tomorrow. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno again. Private party in Newmarket, which is kind of Cambridgeshire, Norfolk, Essex, kind of. It's more Cambridge than anything. So we'll do another one, and then the day after we got gig number 60, which is with Platinum ABBA at the Princess Theatre in Hunstanton in North Norfolk. So another 2 gigs to go this weekend, but the strings carry on. We carry on. I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Have a good evening. Howdy gang, how you doing? Gig number 59 in the Bass String Experiment series. Got here with the States Empathy, doing an Uncle Funk show in near Newmarket. It's a private function, private birthday function. So these strings have been on 59 shows. Tonight's 59, tomorrow's gig 60. Last night we were in Bristol on a festival, which is gig 58 of course. Got G string, it's okay, D string, fine, here we go, the big change, the A string. And the E string is like a bit of old rope, but they're still going, so it's all good. Got the Empathy 3-band EQ, bass, treble, sweepable mids, happy days, get me through all the tonal issues and all the gigs, so we carry on. So tomorrow on gig 60, I'm going to have a proper amp set up rather than just the in-ears and a pedal board. So I'll be able to give you like an audible demo. So rather than just an acoustic try out, I'll have it through an amp you can hear how it's sounding. So we soldier on. Hopefully we're going to have a good gig. I'll catch you soon. Take it easy. Hey gang, just done gig number 60 with the Status Empathy, Rotosound 66 steel round wound strings. Here, Princess Theatre, Hunstanton with Platinum ABBA, just finished the show, packed up, we're all done. It's baking hot. If you follow the series, back on gig like 4, 5, maybe 6, we were here a year ago and it was absolutely roasting. We're back at this same theatre. So just done it, sold out show, absolutely fabulous. So the bass done 60 gigs with those strings on. And well done Rotosound, played a blinder. 60 shows I've done with the same strings. They haven't been cleaned, they haven't been taken off and put back on, they haven't been looked after in any sense. I literally put them on at the end of July in 2022 and they're still going. However, strings haven't snapped, they're still going, but the tuning's starting to slip. So I now need to kind of make a decision. Do we carry on and see just how far we can go? Or do a couple of losses and just go, I can't risk doing a gig with them in this state. So I've got a gig at the end of next week. That'll be gig 61. We may well see how we go. See if it all works. And if we get that far, happy days. See if we can do one more gig out of them next week. But I think after that point, that could well be it. They feel really strange now, like really kind of like almost not solid, but they're hard. There's no suppleness in there. Any sort of string bending is a little
precarious, shall we say, and I'm very conscious that playing near the bridge pickup, get honky, tight tone, I'm pushing the possibility of a string snapping. They've been on for 60 gigs, you know, well done Jason, Jack at Rotosound, fabulous product, what can I say. So carry on following. We'll try gig 61. If I think we can still carry on after that, you'll be the first people to find out, but it could be a struggle. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Got a nice 3-hour drive home, and next gig with that bass, those strings, is Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at Goats Fest in, not Goats, Goat Fest in Hitchin in Hertfordshire next week. I don't know why they call it Goat Fest, but apparently it's a thing. It's been going for a number of years, got a lot of big artists playing next week. We're just one of the acts on Saturday, so tune in, take it easy, I'll catch you later, all the best. Hey, how you doing? Here we are, Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at Goat Fest, end of August here in the UK, one of the last festival shows we got this summer. Goodness, it's been a long old summer. But here we are, the Status and the Rotosound strings have made it to 61 gigs. And counting. Today's gig 61, last week was gig 60. At which was the ABBA show in Hunstanton. Today we're at Goat Fest in Hertfordshire, Hitchin to be exact, and there's a whole load of great artists on the bill. We're on round about 7 o'clock in the evening, so it should be good. Looking forward to it, it's going to be great. The strings, well, it's a tale of many months, isn't it? It's the E and the A string are pretty dead, D and G strings are getting there rapidly, and I didn't think they'd make today's gig 61, but here we are. It is 61, so we'll see how we go by the end of this. If they make it through this show, then they'll be on gig 62 and 63 next week, which are Uncle Funk shows again, a private show in Buckingham on the Friday, and the VW Action Festival in Wellingborough. That'll be gig 63, so I'll keep you posted. But anyway, here we are, gig 61, Goat Fest. I'll catch you later. Take it easy. Just finished the gig with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, private duet in Buckinghamshire, gig number 62 with the empathy and the strings. I don't know quite how this place is doing it. Another gig, 62 gigs with the same strings on. Anyway. They're dead. But the EQ on the bass is doing me proud, what can I say? Well done Status, well done Rotosound, fabulous job. So we go to tomorrow. Another gig with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. We're playing at Santa Pod Raceway in Wellingborough, near Northampton in the UK. We gig number 63. Just keeps going, what can I say? But anyway, that's 62 done with. I'm off for a rest and a drink. I'll catch you tomorrow on gig number 63. Take it easy. See you later. Hey, how we doing? This we go. This is gig number 63 with the Status Empathy with the Rotosounds. Bass is on the other side of the stage. We're playing at VW Action Festival here at Santa Pod in Wellingborough in the UK. So we've just done sound check. We're going to be playing in here in about 3 hours. Kind of indoor thing. But anyway, I'm sure Bootsy would be well impressed. So all the disco classics with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno from 9 o'clock. So this is gig 63. I don't know quite how the strings have lasted this long, but they have. And we will carry on. We will get to the end of the gig and we'll see where we are. They might make gig 64 and 65 next week, or maybe they won't. We'll see. Yeah. I'll keep you posted though. And we might get an after gig report because we've got to be off the stage within 8 minutes tonight, cleared and packed. So yeah, we'll crack on. I'll catch you later. Take it easy. Hey, how you doing? It is, let's think, where are we? It's middle of September 2023. I'm on a gig with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, getting set up for a wedding. Got the Status Empathy here, got the same Rotosound strings on. We are at gig number 64. 64 gigs I've done with the same strings on this bass. quite incredible. Well done Rotosound, well done Status Graphite, super bass, super strings. We're going to be doing a bunch of disco classics for the happy couple very shortly. I'll try and give you an update later on after the show, let you know how it went. But we soldier on. Gig number 64. 2 days time, we do another gig with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. Gig number 65. It's obscene. Rotosound Swing Bass 66. Steel roundwound strings. They've done 65 gigs by the time we get to the end of Saturday. Incredible. Well done, Rotosound. Very impressed. Anyway, I'm going to go. We're going to be on shortly. So, take care of yourselves. See you soon. Here we are on gig 65 with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at a very nice private wedding out in Shearing in Cambridgeshire here in the UK. Here's some footage of us performing at the wedding. There was a lot of sitting around and then rush, but the gig was great. We had a great time. Thank you very much to the happy couple who invited us to perform for them. So where are the strings at? Well, the Rotosound strings are pretty much dead. And this gig was really hot. We were having something of an Indian summer here in the UK. Temperatures were in the high 20s. So the E, A, D and G strings are all really dying off. There isn't a lot of treble at all, and the bottom end is starting to suffer as well. The strings feel kind of hard, so there isn't a lot of suppleness in them. Trying to bend the strings is a little worrying, but they soldier on, and we move on to gig 66, which is with Platinum ABBA at the Grosvenor House Hotel in Park Lane in London here in the UK. Hey, how you doing? Here we are, gig number 66 with the Status Empathy, the Rotosound strings. I'm playing a corporate event here at the Great Room in the Grosvenor Hotel in Park Lane here in London. This is gig number 66 tonight, gig number 67 tomorrow with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, but tonight I'm with Platinum ABBA here in the centre of London. Very nice corporate gig, very swish, lots of people enjoying their dinner at the moment. The strings are, well, what can I say, they're holding in. I'm nursing them through. They've been fine, but they are kind of dead, really dead. But the EQ on the bass seems to be doing the business, so what can I say, we just keep going, and until a string snaps or the tuning stability just disappears, we'll keep going. So, gig number 66. I can't believe it, I can't believe it. Here we are, well over a year, almost a year and 2 months since those strings went on at the end of July 2022. It's now the middle of September in 2023. And tonight's gig 66, but we soldier on. Anyway, have a great evening. I'll catch you tomorrow. Take it easy. Bye. Hey, welcome back, Brooks's Bass Corner, episode and gig 67 in the Bass String Experiment series. Here I am setting up, well, not me, it's one of the sound men, setting up the stage for tonight's Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno show at Strode Park in Herne Bay in Kent here in the UK. So as I said, yep, gig 67 tonight with the Status Empathy, Rotosound Swing Bass 66 steel strings. Well done Rotosound, well done Status. I can't believe these strings have been on for 67 shows by the end of tonight, but they keep going. I keep nursing them through. We'll see how far we can get, but it's all good. Last night's show with Platinum ABBA at the Grosvenor Hotel on Park Lane went fabulously well. Strings are fine. I say fine, they're dead. I'm accepting of the way they are, their current condition, but it's all good. So tonight is gig 67 with Uncle Funk here in Kent. So I will give you an update after the event. Take it easy. See you soon. Cheers. Howdy gang. Here we are. Bass String Experiment, last festival of the summer. We're at Saltasia Festival here in Maidstone in Kent, and about an hour I'll be on stage with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno with all the disco classics you know and love. With this bass, Status graphite empathy bass, had these Rotosound roundwound steel strings on since July 2022, over 14 months ago. It's gig number 68 tonight. Can't believe these have got through 68 gigs, but there we go. So big shout out to Jason, Jack and the whole team at Rotosound. Thank you for some amazing strings, well done guys. Status graphite, amazing bass, 3-band EQ on this has got these strings through pretty much. The A string, the dead, like 2 bits of old rope. D and G strings, yeah they're doing okay. Soldiering on. But yeah, gig 68, so well done guys, fabulous job. I'm kind of nursing them through at the moment. Haven't been cleaned with anything since they were put on. They've just been gigged like crazy. So number 68 tonight, Saltasia Festival here in Maidstone. I will catch you soon. Take it easy. All the best guys. Just done gig 69, the Empathy. The strings, Rotosound strings, just to prove they're still the same ones. They've got all the black marks on the windings, as you can see. These strings have been on since July last year, 2022. Here we are, end of September 2023. Bishop Stortford with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. This is just done gig 69. It's obscene. Rotosound, how do you make such good strings? Well done boys. 69 gigs, not bad going. We go on to next week's gig, which will be in Whitton, in Essex. It's Cambridgeshire borders, here in the UK, with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno again. Catch you then for gig 70. 70. I thought these had given up at gig 60, but here we are, another 10 gigs on. Catch you next week. Take it easy. How you doing gang? Just come off stage literally in like 5 to 10 minutes, not even that much. It's hot, it's absolutely roasting here. We are at Whitton Public Hall. Just played with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. 2 hours, disco hits, quite fabulous really. You have to forgive all the lasers that are on me here. But anyway, got the Status Empathy here. Rotosound Swing Bass 66 steel strings. They've just done 70 gigs. 70 gigs with the same strings on. Alright, thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed it. So, just completed 70 gigs with these strings on this bass. It's unheard of. It's obscene, frankly, for a set of £25 steel roundwound strings. 70 shows. They're not coated, they're not treated. I haven't cleaned them. They've literally just done 70 gigs. Well done, Rotosound. Hats off to you boys. To prove they are the same strings, going through the whole series of videos, look at the black marks on the windings. It's the same ones. I will consider whether I'm going to use this bass with these strings for tomorrow's wedding gig, the wedding band. We will see. Maybe, maybe not. If not, they've done me proud. Take it easy. Catch you later. Hey, how you doing? Bass String Experiment, gig number 71. So I didn't think I was going to use the bass again after last night's gig.
I thought, I think those strings might well have done their last gig, but no. Brought the bass to the gig today, tried it at sound check and thought, let's go for it, shall we? So I've just done a gig over in Gloucester at a venue called Elmore Court with a wedding function band I sometimes play with. They go via different names for different agents, and a fine bunch of people. We had a great gig this evening. Client was very happy. Dance floor was full. Did 2 1 hours of general wedding bangers, which is the professional term. So the strings are what they are. I can't even give them a rating. That's where we are, really. I kind of knew that the strings would get to this point. They, if they haven't snapped and lost their tuning, then it's going to just get a point where they just don't feel very good, don't sound very good. But so far, the Status Empathy circuit has done everything I need it to do. So we will soldier on. I will take the bass to potentially gig number 72. It could go one or two ways. What I don't want is the string to snap mid-gig, but that could happen. That can happen to a string after only 5-6 gigs. I've seen people snap strings that they've only just fitted, so we'll see. But anyway, gig number 71, done, dusted. Client's happy, band's happy. On to next week. So Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, gig number 72. I'll see you there. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. Cheers.
So last weekend, on last week's show, the strings got really, the low strings weren't great. They're kind of, the bottom end is dying off. So I had all the EQ on the bass on full whack. Personally, I didn't think there was enough on there, but everyone out front said it sounded fabulous. So who am I to disagree? So tonight will be gig 73. That was 72. This is 73. We will see. It could be the end, or it might still get another gig or two out of them. But let's see. New bass day. So it's not actually today. It was new bass day 3 days ago. There's a new bass that's going to be incorporated into the Disco Inferno, Uncle Funk Disco Inferno show. It's very relevant. Looks totally the part. And once we finish the bass string experiment with the Empathy, this bass is going to get incorporated into the show, along with a couple of my other basses. So keep watching. It's coming your way. So there we go. So that was gig 72. Tonight's gig 73. Rock up. So I'm here in Bourne, at Bourne Corn Exchange, for gig 73 of the bass string experiment series with the Empathy, with the Rotosounds. That's tonight. So we've just done gig 73 with the Status Empathy, with the Rotosound strings, with the black marks on the windings, which have been there since July last year, and we hit that gig. It was coming. I knew it was coming. I've said for weeks it was not far away. And so here's a look at the room. That's where we just played. It was packed. So I knew it was coming. But gig 73 is the point these strings have given up the ghost. They didn't snap, they didn't lose their tuning, although the tune stability was starting to go, but the tone has kind of gone, and the E and the A string now, when you play a note, it's like someone dropping an overripe pear from a very tall building, and as it hits the ground it just goes, and that's what the bottom notes are starting to sound like. And I had them on in ears tonight, no amplification, running off my pedal board into IEMs, and I could hear the tone, and I thought on last week's gig this might be a step too far, and I think tonight that was the point. So the gig was fine, no one would have known in the audience. I was using my Aguilar tone hammer for a bit more beef, my DI preamp pedal on my board. I have to say, Rotosound strings, you've played an absolute blinder. Well done, Jason, Jack, the whole team at Rotosound in Seven Oaks here in the UK. These strings have been magnificent, and even when we got kind of up to 30 gigs and they were starting to drop off, I didn't know how long these were going to last. I thought we might get another 5 to 10 gigs. We got to 73 gigs on a £25 set of Rotosound roundwound steel strings. It's not bad going. There are people with coated strings who are happy if they get to 40. So for me to get to 73, having done all these gigs, it's testament to what these strings are. So well done, guys, fabulous, and well done Status Graphite as well. Fabulous bass. This preamp basically got these strings through. So with all the free band EQ, sweepable mids, it's all there. It's been a bit of a journey. So this is the end since the 27th of July 2022 these strings went on, and today is the 21st of October 2023. So after 73 gigs, these strings are coming. I could risk it, I could do a few more gigs and risk it. I just don't feel confident enough that they're not going to cause me a problem, or there might be a snap. The tone has died. There's a bit of tone on the D and G strings, but the E and the A, I'll give you an acoustic example, but you can't even hear them. That's how bad they are. That one you got a bit. But the E and the A are just dead. So rest in peace.
So here we go. This is it, the final video on the bass string experiment series. So here is the Status Empathy. After 73 shows with the same strings on, to prove it's the same bass, here's a clip of the first video when I was setting the bass up, and we marked the string silk windings with black pen to prove they were the same strings throughout the videos. So there's a close-up. There's the strings with the black marks on the windings. So this bass has been through a hell of a lot. And these strings have done a lot of gigs, to put it mildly. So well done Rotosound, well done Jason, Jack, the whole team down at Seven Oaks at Rotosound UK. Well done Status Graphite. This Empathy bass is simply outstanding. The EQ got the strings out of trouble at various places in the journey. So if you've watched all the videos through the whole series, and thank you if you have, thank you for all the likes, all the comments, all the shares. It means everything. So thank you to everyone who's followed the series, watched any of the videos. It really means a lot, so thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. So here's the bass after 73 gigs, very much in need of a clean. As you can see, it's got marks all over it. I've cleaned it periodically through the journey, but it's now time for this to go on the workbench and get some much needed TLC. Batteries need changing, strings need changing, fingerboard needs a good clean with some WD-40. Hopefully the bridge won't need any adjustment. It's been fine throughout the whole series of gigs. But what I will do is I'll give you a quick audio demonstration of where these strings are now at the end of the journey, and we will compare and contrast how they sound now and how they sounded at the beginning. So here's a clip of the strings at the very start. And here we have the strings after 73 shows. This way. So as you can hear, there's a fairly marked difference in how these strings sounded back then to how they sound now. To be expected, the E and the A string are completely gone, which is why I called an end to the series of videos, because basically we got to a point on gig 73 where the E and the A string simply weren't performing anymore. But to get 73 shows out of a standard set of Rotosound steel roundwound swing bass strings is quite remarkable. But what I was finding was the tone was now so seriously dropping off that it was compromising my performance, and the way the strings felt and were reacting to being played. Certainly in terms of slapping, any slap songs, the strings just aren't bouncing back, they're not reacting to what I'm doing. And on the one hand, it wasn't enjoyable to use them anymore, but also it was compromising my performance. So at that point, the tuning hadn't died off, which was something I thought would happen, and none of the strings have snapped. So potentially they probably could go for a few more gigs, but I wasn't willing to risk the potential for something going wrong. So here we go, the end of the journey. Thank you for following the series of videos. Thank you for all the likes, all the comments, all the shares. If you followed the journey, thank you. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. See you soon.